Blog Talk Radio.
Greetings and salutations, friends. This is your Hemp-entrepreneurial host, Tyler Hemp with HempAware Radio, here to empower your hemposphere and focus on what's most important, which is food, shelter, clothing, and of course the 25,000 other things that hemp can produce. Today we're broadcasting live Friday, October 21st, 2016. And just to remind you why I do this show, my main objective is ultimately to encourage and support a paradigm shift in consciousness and ultimately to manifest peace on earth through the education and utilization of industrial hemp, like I said, for food, shelter, clothing, energy. And because if our basic needs are met, imagine all the amazing things that we can do with our life. If we're not running around trying to make enough ends meet just to feed ourselves or clothe ourselves or have shelter, if all those things are taken care of, then we're going to have so much more creativity, so much more imagination, and the ability to do so many amazing things. So if you'd like to listen to any past hemp episode, including today's show, you can visit the iTunes podcast library and type in the word HempAware. It's all one word, or you can visit hempaware.com/radio. And lastly, if you have any ideas about what you'd like me to bring up on this show or any topics that you want me to cover, any individuals that you'd like me to interview, please feel free to give us a ring at 805-410-4367 or email us at hempaware@gmail.com. And today I am so stoked to have a very special guest, Tyler Benner, with a sweet company out of Portland, Oregon called VennDesign. I don't know about you, but I love seeing new companies pop up that are just unique and offer something different, something that's beneficial, not only that's, good for our health, but looks awesome, feels great when you use it. So the show is mainly geared toward entrepreneurs, people that care about their health, business owners, product developers, and those of you who want to hear about how one company is integrating hemp into their product line. So I'd love to introduce you to Tyler Benner. Thank you so much for being on today's show, Tyler. Appreciate it.
Hi, Tyler. Thanks for having me. Yeah, I'm really excited to be here, and I feel like we share a lot of common interests and values. Listening to your intro of the show here, and you talk about a paradigm shift, and that's what I'm interested in too. So, I'm excited to be here and talking to you. Thanks for having me.
Right on. And on that note, just to expand on that a little bit more, everything we do, everything we are, or, everything that we do in our life is an extension of ourself, I believe. It stems from our thoughts, our emotions, our beliefs. And so when I speak of a paradigm shift, and I think you would agree with me, but please share your thoughts, which is we're going from one state of mind, one state of being, one state of believing who we are and what we're capable of, and literally shifting into a whole new reality. And what that means is what we think, what we believe, how we act, how we talk, how we live our lives, what we eat, how we sleep, how we do our work, how we conduct business. Everything shifts into this expression of amazingness, an expression of unlimited potential being manifested. And so that's kind of what I mean by paradigm shift. But I'd love to hear your perspective.
Yeah, I share a similar ethos, and the way you talk about the philosophy of it, I think I can connect to that as well from my experiences. And where I start with when it comes to furniture, we designed a chair. That's what we've made first, and it's a sphere. And the reason why a sphere, it's the most natural shape that you can have. All things under gravity basically form a sphere. And by that token, it helps you align your posture with the forces that are acting on your body. And so then
Right.
This is a paradigm shift from my perspective as far as what is the shape of our bodies. I genuinely think as people, we've kind of we're learning what shapes our body can actually make, and it requires a paradigm shift in terms of how we work or how we live. And that means, what objects are we sitting on? How often are we sitting? How often are we standing? What surfaces are we touching and standing on? These literally affect the shape of our bodies and affect how we feel and think. And so when you talk about, a whole new way that humans can be, I relate to that very directly.
Most certainly. And we're living in a world where a person can literally live in a chair. They can order food online. They can order clothes. They can, do business. They can, find relationships. There's so many people nowadays that are just constantly living in a chair. And I'm actually reading a book called Get Up, and it's by James Levine. And the subtitle is Why Your Chair is Killing You and What You Can Do About It. And for me, your chair or, VennDesign and what you guys have produced is a way for people to start reverting back to a world where we actually moved a lot more than we are nowadays. We get up, sit down at the table, eat breakfast, get in our car, sit down, drive to work, get out of the car, sit down at our desk and sit for 8 hours, and then get up and do that same thing, go back home. And it's like so much time is spent sitting down. So if we are going to be sitting, why not sit on something that's ergonomical? And we are going to get into the benefits of the Venn chair and, what the company represents and why you were inspired to do this. But what does VennDesign mean? I know you've explained it to me, but for our listeners, what is Venn? V-E-N-N.
Yeah. The idea of the name comes from Venn diagrams, and it's about the smashings of ideas together, and then what's in the middle. What's the overlap of different ideas, and you can come at that from many different sides, but really the objects that we make, they're trying to find an overlap. Because I really liked hearing what you said about wanting to move more. Right? Like, we make a chair, and to hear you so succinctly describe, like, oh, it's not very good to sit at home and then get in your car and sit in your car driving to work and then sit in your chair at work. Right? It's like we used to move an awful lot more. And so I also have that same belief that we should move a lot more. And so the chair that I make, it does want you to move. You shouldn't sit on it all day. But if you do find yourself sitting, what's the chair that's going to support you in the best way possible and also give you energy, be aesthetically pleasing in your work environment, and help you work fastest, help you work most efficiently, help your body stay strongest. That's what we're trying to do.
Absolutely. And so on that note, let's talk about the design a little bit more. It's spherical. There's no back to it, so it basically forces a person to have proper posture and sit up straight, which automatically is going to give you more energy. Tell us a little bit more about this design and how it affects our physical stature and our work.
Yeah. Well, I was originally inspired by stability balls, and I had friends who had them in their homes, and whenever they would have guests over, they would hide their stability balls in the closet or the bathroom or something like this because they didn't like how they looked or they clashed with their environment. And, I started trying to sit on an exercise ball and see what that experience was like. And, it was good in some ways, but then it really missed the mark from my perspective as far as being a piece of furniture. I really wanted to make a piece of furniture that had similar goals as far as helping you stabilize yourself and encourage healthy movement and playfulness. But I wanted to make upholstered furniture. And so, it was this exploration to figure out, well, how do we actually then do this? And we made many, many prototypes of different layers and fabric combinations and pattern sizing, and finally came across two main sizes that we make for people, kind of like a larger size and a smaller size. And I sit on both. They both work for me, but I use them differently in different settings. The smaller one's a little more intimate for me, and it's also the perfect size that my niece and my nephew love to bounce on when they're watching a movie. But then the larger size is more kind of like a task chair size for me, and I use it like an office chair throughout the day.
Very cool.
And that's the sizing and how we came about it and how you can use them in different environments.
Awesome. So as far as making furniture, and I didn't ask you, your background. Obviously, we got a good sense of your ethos and what you're about and creating paradigm shifts and allowing people to experience more health in their everyday life. But what is your personal background and, what kind of led you up to this company?
Yeah. So I think the beginnings of this stem from my movement. I just have moved a lot as a person ever since I was a young age, and I played a lot of sports. I was constantly outside. I grew up in rural Pennsylvania, just riding bikes and running around in the fields, and so I've always felt this desire and this connection with my body to move and have energy and explore as well. And then I shot archery competitively for the United States for almost a decade. And that was an experience that took me all around the world and got me to work with top-level doctors and physiotherapists and athletes themselves, and also the sporting companies that support these people. And you get to see the mission and vision behind their marketing, or how they were giving their customers and their followers inspiration. And then I started to realize the ways in which we had basically been let down, I suppose, to where companies were trying to tell us that things were ergonomic for us or were actually going to help us. And then, in fact, they were doing the opposite. And all of these things come together for me and trying to solve this problem that I've identified as people. We're always wanting more energy. We're wanting more creativity. We're wanting more collaboration. And then I'm starting to question, well, are the very objects that we have around us and the environments that we put ourselves in, are they literally helping us do those things? From the chairs that we use, the tables that we do our work on, like, are these objects themselves, are they actually helping us or not? Or are they making our task? And
right.
That's a challenge I've been excited to try and solve.
Awesome. So obviously, you've become a designer, so to speak. You're designing furniture. You've designed a piece of furniture, and you had this inspiration to start integrating hemp into your product line or into, some of the options that your customers can order. So tell us, a little bit about what inspired you to want to integrate hemp and what hemp means to you and why you appreciate it or what it will do for your product line.
Yeah, I'm excited to use hemp because in many ways I don't feel like I know very much about hemp, or I'm still in the beginnings of really integrating hemp completely into my business and what that means. But we now have a line of hemp chairs, and customers love them, and the fabric is amazing, and it's durable, and it feels really nice texture, and the colors are beautiful. And as a textile, it's like as I've delved more deeply into studying textiles, you start to uncover truths that you thought were true but then aren't, or something like this. And hemp is one of these products where it may almost be newer as a concept, or why to use it, or communicating about the benefits of it. The marketing is different from many other textiles, and so it's like I'm learning from you, and I'm excited to be making products out of hemp because of people like yourself. And so I'm drawn to it from the reason that you're creating this television show. that's what makes me want to put hemp in my products.
Absolutely, and that's ultimately why we're here, because no matter what a person's vision is, whatever their dream is, whatever product or company they represent, hemp, because of its versatility, because of how many uses there are, there's so much you can do with it that literally no matter who you are or what you do, there's something that hemp can do to improve or, just expand what you're currently doing. And, some of your chairs are all of them are really awesome. The colors that you've got going and, the leather and the denim look, you're using one of the hemp denim textiles, and you've got a really cool orange chair. If the listeners haven't checked out VennDesign.co, go to the website now. And as a matter of fact, if you type in Hemp Aware, all one word, as the coupon code, you're going to get 10% off any of your purchases. So go to VennDesign.co and check out these chairs and look how awesome they are. Share them with your friends. If you want to improve your posture and just keep your energy up throughout the day and not, finish your day slouched over and hunched over in a chair, at least have this in your office as an option. And not only that, it's an awesome talking piece. I mean, I just love looking at it, just like, a sphere sitting on the floor, with whatever color scheme you want or fabric texture you're looking for. Tyler's even doing custom manufactured, Venn chairs. So if you have a textile that you want in particular, they'll do it for you. Just find it and let them know. So back to your company, because obviously I consider myself a hemptrepreneur, and that is why I'm here, is to inspire you and people like yourself, Tyler, that have a company and want to improve the quality and the integrity and the benefits and the value of what you can offer your customers because of what hemp is and what it represents and what it does for the earth and what it can do for the economy. I mean, there's so many shows that I've done that discuss all of those benefits, but as far as you, in your business, what are some of the principles and, the business principles that you guys integrate into your business and live by?
Yeah, those key principles are about, continual reinvigoration, to be finding something new. And to me is what is also what your ethos is about this paradigm shift. It's like we truly can move our bodies and sit in different ways in the same kind of a paradigm shift of like, well, the crops that we grow could be utilized in so many different ways to be making the textiles or the objects that we need. Like to me, it was a no-brainer to use hemp because of how disruptive it can be and how simple it also is. The value transparency in hemp to me is clear, and it itself has this reinvigoration to ideas, to what we need as humans for our happiness, and then what can be a sustainable business. I think hemp meets all those criteria.
I totally agree. Yeah, it really is a beacon or a symbol of abundance, and abundance of health, abundance of wealth, abundance of happiness. And I say that, not lightly, but seriously, because if we're no longer having to shoot and kill and pillage and drill and do all of these things to acquire resources to make the products that we're producing, there literally will be a more peace on earth because of that. And if you can grow as much fiber in 90 days with hemp that you can in 15 years with tree pulp, I mean, it's a no-brainer that this is going to be a huge boom for our economy. And already in the United States, just in 2014, it was $650 million industry alone. So globally, it's just exponentially growing, and I'm so excited to be a part of it and to start working with companies like VennDesign. where would someone be able to go and view one of your chairs? Or are there retail outlets, or is it strictly online at this moment?
Yeah, we're in a couple stores around Portland as well. So we have a great partnership with Pendleton Wool, and we make a line of our chairs with Pendleton Wool, and I have some chairs through their stores. And then we're also in Hunt and Gather in the Pearl in Portland, and we've been hoping to expand into some more stores. So if you own a store and want to carry our chairs, we'd love to talk to you. And of course, online.
Awesome. So you said hemp is a new material for you. You haven't really utilized it prior to working with these chairs. Is that correct? Or did you kind of know about hemp and it just kind of kept coming up? Or what is your history with hemp in general?
Yeah, I mean, my history with hemp has more just been as a consumer. And I've just been drawn to the textile from its kind of handling properties in maybe shirts or something like this in the past. But I hadn't ever really worked with it, especially from a business perspective until these chairs. And, that's what I want to share with you and with your listeners was honestly just how easy it's all been. And that to me is a great sign, because I had easy communication with you, who had a great source of textiles, and we were able to pick through different options and different fabric weights. And so we had the full range of options to come up with good choices. And then when we went to make the design, all the product quality was excellent, and it holds the stitches the way we need to, and it's extremely strong and durable, and lasts with many years of use. And it's like it just immediately hit all the boxes, where in my mind it goes, okay, a good product needs to be active, it needs to be strong, it needs to feel good, it needs to withstand some abuse, and just easily met all those criteria. It's like, but actually finding that in a textile is extremely difficult. And then some of the lengths that people have gone to try and solve these challenges with more synthetic approaches, it's intriguing about the amount of money that has been spent pursuing those businesses in comparison to the techniques that you can use with hemp. And
right.
It begins to make one ask some intriguing questions about the direction of businesses and why they're financially incentivized.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. So, with regard to VennDesign, do you have intentions to integrate other products? Are you wanting to do other furniture pieces or any other types of products that create a paradigm shift in people's lives?
Well, the chair is really the first one, and VennDesign, we care a lot about reshaping offices and how you work, whether it's a home office or an office you share with others. And it's about the right type of environment that helps you work at your best. And so it's movement centric, and it's also attuned to basic human fluctuations like your circadian rhythms. And so we have some lights planned that adjust their color temperature according to the time of day, and we have a task table in mind as well that is both sit and stand, and has edges and surfaces to it that are just really pleasing when you touch them, and feel like they're the kind of organic shapes that your body wants.
Awesome.
Care a lot about just overall flexibility, and so we make a sitting cushion. It's kind of like a meditation cushion, and that would be next to your desk. So maybe you'd do some work on our Sphere chairs, and then you'd sit on the meditation cushion down on the floor to maybe do a little bit of reading. And that should be part of a natural progression of your workday, to be moving into multiple positions. And the products themselves, they're helpful reminders to live this kind of a life. They're tools.
Absolutely. I love it. Well, I'm really looking forward to seeing these other developments come to fruition. And, most of our listeners are young entrepreneurs, or they own their own business, or they represent products, and they want to increase their knowledge and learn from others. So what are some of the challenges that you've experienced and had to overcome with your business, and what did you learn from them?
I think the challenges are all encompassing. I think, and I mean that in just all the ways the challenges can come up. It seems like they seem to come up in those ways. And the best thing to do about it is engage exactly like we're doing right now. I think sharing is by far the best thing to do for entrepreneurs. And the hardest part of all of it is the emotional journey that it takes you on, and the challenges that you have to face and commit to yourself. And at times it can feel really isolating, and at times you can lose your way. At least I know I sure have. And so, sharing, trying to tell about my story honestly and vulnerably helps me make the emotional progress I need to figure out what the next step is.
Right on. Well, with that said, what excites you most about owning your own business? I want to inspire people. The journey that I've been on and the learnings that I've come to, I just simply want to share those with others. And, if it comes to fruition that this can be a large vision and many other people want to join me on that mission, and then we can make a large company and continue to inspire others, then that to me is the central goal here. Like, I want a paradigm shift of how we move, how we work, what our offices look like, what our homes are like, and how we spend our hours throughout the day. And so, if that comes from me owning a business, then great. But I'm also just simply trying to share my vision of how to use your body and how it can bring you happiness and fulfillment. And that's my higher calling there. Right on. Well, I'm so thankful for you joining us on today's show. We just have about 2 minutes left. Do you have any final thoughts that you'd like to leave with our listeners about hemp, or just running a business in general, or any idea about integrating hemp maybe into their projects or company that you want to leave with them?
Yeah, well, that's where I would just say, please contact me. It's like, I've used hemp, or I've worked with it, or I've tried to overcome some of the challenges of sourcing and supply chain, or figuring out how to use it, or just the benefits that I get from it. I want to hear from you, or let's collaborate, right? To me, it's 2016, we can communicate all around the world, and that's amazing to me that we can inspire one another from so far away. So, I want to hear about what other people are doing so I can get inspired by them, and hopefully they get inspired by me trying to share like this. So, yeah, I just want to hear from people. I want to see what they're doing, and I want to share my excitement to push everyone forward.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for joining us on today's show, Tyler. This is Tyler Benner and Tyler Hoff representing VennDesign. Check out VennDesign.co and use coupon code HempAware, all one word, HEMPAWARE. Go get yourself a Venn chair and improve your life, improve your lifestyle, improve your workspace. And I guarantee you'll be happier because of it. I know I am. And once again, thank you so much, Tyler, for joining us on today's show. And I really look forward to working with you into the future.
Thanks a lot, Tyler. Yeah, it's been a lot of fun.
All right. Thanks for tuning in, everyone. This is your Hemp-entrepreneurial host, Tyler Hemp, HempAware Radio. Give us a call at 805-410-4367 if you have any ideas on what you want to hear on this show. Look forward to hearing from you. Peace out, everyone.